In previous lecture, we have seen area elevation curve and capacity elevation curve for reservoir site. The objective of drawing these two types of curves is useful in deciding the capacity of the reservoir. Know the reservoir capacity, quantity of water which is containing in the reservoir, water which is spread in the reservoir, then elevation of the water at any point, or depth of water table, depth of water level from the bed of the reservoir, that is calculated. Determining the control levels of the dam, different levels in the dam structure then can be determined, like top burn level, maximum water level, normal water level, then day storage level. These are the various levels which are determined by using these two types of curve, area elevation curve and capacity elevation curve. So in that, in the contour map of the dam site, from that first contour map is prepared, then area is determined for each successive contours. The area enclosed by the contours in the each successive contours, that is determined. Then area at a definite contour interval, that is determined. The 0.5 meter contour interval is taken, that is determined by using interpolation formula. The incremental volumes are calculated between two successive contours by using simple average method. By multiplying the average of two areas at the two elevations by the elevation difference, that gives incremental volume at that contour areas. By adding all these incremental volumes, that gives total storage volume of the reservoir. The simple average formula or trapezoidal formula used for determining this volume is delta S is equal to A1 plus A2 divided by 2 into delta H. Or another formula is delta S is equal to delta H by 3 into bracket A1 plus A2 plus root of A1 plus A1 into A2. A1, A2 are the areas at 0.5 meter contour intervals. Or Fresnel formula for the three consecutive sections at equal height, for equal height of the water level. The incremental volume, that is delta S, or storage capacity, that is determined by delta H by 6 into bracket capital A1 plus 4 into A2 plus A3 is the Fresnel formula. Fresnel formula for determining storage capacity. A1, A2, A3 are the areas of the succeeding contours, and delta H is the vertical distance between two alternate contours. In this way, the storage capacity of the reservoir is determined, and graph is plotted between area and area elevation curve, that is capacity and elevation. Elevation in meters is plotted on y-axis, capacity is plotted on x-axis, and the area is plotted, water spread area in square meter. These are the two curves area elevation curve and capacity elevation curve. Area and elevation, area is at the top and capacity at the bottom. This is called area elevation curve and capacity elevation curve. From this we get the reservoir capacity. The volume is measured in hectare meter and elevation is measured in meters. Area is measured in hectares or meter square. This is a storage elevation curve or capacity elevation curve. Then we have seen control levels of in the dam. Different control levels like TBL, HFL, FTL, DSL, live storage, dead storage, gross storage, freeboard. Each terminology we have seen in detail in last lecture. Different storage zones of the reservoir like maximum reservoir level, normal pool level or maximum conservation level. Then minimum pool level, day storage, useful storage, surcharge storage, valley storage. These are the various storage zones of the reservoir that you have seen in last lecture, each term. Then after this, designing a reservoir capacity. How to design a reservoir capacity? Reservoir capacity is determined by catchment, by knowing the catchment yield and reservoir yield, or by knowing the reservoir catchment, dependable yield of the reservoir catchment, or it is determined by using mass inflow curve, mass outflow curve. There are various methods of measuring storage capacity of the reservoir, or by using demand line, determining the reservoir capacity for a given demand. The first method is designing reservoir capacity by knowing the catchment yield and reservoir yield. So what is yield of the catchment? This is the long range runoff from a catchment is known as yield of the catchment. Yield of the catchment, that is long range of the runoff or water which is stored in the catchment area. Catchment means the area enclosed by water, the reservoir, the water stored in the reservoir, the runoff, long range of runoff from a catchment, that is known as yield of the catchment, total yield, or quantity of water which is present in the catchment area, which is available in the catchment area, that is yield of the catchment. So for determining this yield value of the catchment, it is required longer period is required, that is 1 year minimum duration is required for determining the yield value. Period of 1 year is required. Throughout the year, the runoff is observed, the yield of the catchment is observed. फ्लो किती आहे, डेप्थ ऑफ वॉटर लेवल किती आहे रिझर्वायर मध्ये, that is observed. The levels of the water level that is observed. Depth of water level, different control levels of the dam that are observed. So for this, to know this catchment yield, it is 1 year is required. If there are any fluctuation in the reservoir throughout the in various seasons, in rainfall the yield may be higher. In summer season, the yield of the catchment may be less. In winter season, it may be higher. So due to change in the season throughout the year, the level of the water is observed. the yield of the catchment is observed. Total yearly runoff expressed as the volume of water entering or passing the outlet point of the catchment. That is known as catchment yield. Catchment yield म्हणजे काय? The total yearly runoff passing from the outlet point of the catchment or volume of water entering from the outlet point of the catchment. म्हणजे outlet point पासून किती वॉल्यूम पाणी ते पास होते हैं, एंटर होते हैं. How much the quantity of water is passing, that is known as catchment yield. So that is expressed in the units meter cube or meter hectare meter or million meter cube or million hectare meter. The annual yield of the catchment up to the site of the reservoir located at the given point along the river. The annual yield of the catchment or throughout the year, the yield is observed, yield of the catchment, which is determined, which is located at a given point along a river. एका पॉइंटला ते the yield of the reservoir ते रेकॉर्ड केलं जातं. Yield of the catchment is observed at a particular point along the river. So this will indicate the quantity of water that will annually enter the reservoir, and that will help in designing the capacity of the reservoir. So at a given point, at a given fixed location, the annual yield of the catchment is measured at a fixed location along the length of the river. So the quantity of water which is annually entering the reservoir, that is measured. So that will helpful in designing the capacity of the reservoir. The yield of the catchment माहित असेल त्यावरनं आपल्याला capacity of the reservoir determine करता येईल. Or water storage capacity of the reservoir can be determined. In this way, by knowing the yield of the catchment, the reservoir capacity is determined. तो मतलब कैसे डिटरमाइन करायचं? That is determined by yield of the catchment. So समजलं what is definition of the yield of the catchment? It is a long range of runoff from a catchment. It is known as yield of the catchment, or the volume of water passing the outlet point of the catchment. That is known as catchment yield or yield of the catchment. That is measured in million hectare meter or million meter cube. So the reservoir yield. How to calculate this reservoir yield? What is the definition? The amount of water that can be drawn from a reservoir in any specified time interval. That is known as reservoir yield. Reservoir yield is different, catchment yield is different. So reservoir yield is the amount of water that can be drawn from the reservoir. किती पाणी ते तिथून बाहेर आलेलं आहे. Amount of water that can be drawn from a reservoir at a given time interval, at a specified time. एका तासाचं एवढं पाणी आपण त्यामधनं काढलंय किंवा आउटफ्लो झालाय. The amount of water which is drawn from a reservoir at a given time, एका तासात किंवा in a 24 hours or in 12 hours, how much the quantity of water that can be drawn, that is known as reservoir yield. So it depends upon the inflow into the reservoir and reservoir losses consisting of reservoir leakages and reservoir evaporation. So कशावर depend आहे reservoir yield? When inflow occurs, inflow in the reservoir, म्हणजे ज्यावेळेस catchment yield, when we observe the water level, yield of the water, yield of the catchment, the quantity of water enter the reservoir that is observed, and while drawing of the water from the reservoir at a specified time interval, that measurement of the reservoir yield will depend upon the inflow into the reservoir. Inflow किती झालेला आहे, inflow झाल्यानंतर त्यामध्ये losses किती झालेले आहेत, losses in the reservoir. There are various types of reservoir losses. त्यामध्ये evaporation losses असतील, losses due to leakages or evaporation, etc. The quantity of water in the reservoir that may be reduced. It depends upon the reservoir losses. The annual inflow to the reservoir, the catchment yield, that is represented by mass curve of inflow. ते कसं दाखवतात, catchment yield किती annual inflow झालेल्या रिझर्वायर मध्ये ते कशावरनं ठरवता येईल, mass curve of inflow. The mass curve of inflow that is plotted. Mass curve, this is a mass curve. The mass curve is a plot, graph is plotted between accumulative flow versus time. The time, mass inflow and time, or discharge inflow and time. यामध्ये जे ग्राफ आहे त्याला काय म्हणायचं, mass inflow curve. तो दाखवलं का, mass inflow curve, graph between mass inflow and time in year, or discharge versus time, that is flow hydrograph, and mass inflow versus time in years, that graph is mass inflow curve. So from this mass inflow curve can determine the mass inflow curve. The annual inflow in the reservoir is represented by mass curve of inflow. From this you get the mass total quantity of water which is entered in the reservoir. Inflow, annual inflow in the reservoir, or catchment yield is represented on this curve, mass curve of inflow. And outflow from the reservoir, that is called reservoir yield. Mass inflow कशामध्ये दाखवलेला आहे, mass curve of inflow, and mass outflow from the reservoir त्याला काय म्हणायचं, reservoir yield. Reservoir yield is called outflow of the reservoir. That is called reservoir yield. Catchment yield आणि reservoir yield यामध्ये दोन्हीमध्ये डिफरन्स आहे. Inflow, annual inflow in the reservoir म्हणजे काय, catchment yield, and annual outflow from the reservoir, that is called reservoir yield. That is represented by mass demand line or mass curve of outflow. The mass curve of outflow मध्ये reservoir yield त्यामध्ये दाखवलं असतं, reservoir yield, mass curve of outflow, or it is called mass outflow curve. And mass inflow curve that represents the catchment yield, and mass outflow curve that represents reservoir yield. This is inflow and this is outflow. This is catchment yield, this is reservoir yield, and this is mass curve of inflow, and this is mass curve of outflow. हे दोन्ही मधले हे दोन कर्व्स आहेत, inflow and outflow of the reservoir. Based on that, the reservoir capacity is calculated. समजलं, mass curve of inflow, mass curve of outflow, the catchment yield and reservoir yield. Then dependable yield or design yield. Dependable yield is it is an intermediate dependability percentage value that is divided by P, having percentage 50% to 75%. That is used to compute the dependable yield or design yield. This is another type of yield, dependable yield, which is based on the percentage value, dependability percentage value P. From this we get the dependable yield or design yield. Then another one, firm yield or safe yield. The yield which correspond to the worst or the most critical year on record, that is called firm yield or safe yield. So that yield is the safe yield. Yield which correspond to the most critical year on record. The worst, the worst or the most critical, the critical year on record. That that is considered as that is called as firm yield or safe yield. And secondary yield म्हणजे काय? The water available in excess of the firm yield during years of higher inflows. ज्यावेळेस higher inflow असेल, त्यावेळेस flow जास्त असेल, inflow जास्त असेल, catchment yield जास्त असेल. During the water available in excess of the firm yield. Firm yield पेक्षा inflow will be higher. In that case, the yield is designated as secondary yield. Like I said, secondary yield. There are difference between various types of yields that is useful in determining the storage capacity of the reservoir. So the various definitions. First you have seen catchment yield, then reservoir yield, then dependable yield or design yield, then firm yield or safe yield, and secondary yield. So fixing the reservoir capacity for the computed value of the dependable yield of the reservoir catchment. The reservoir capacity कसा fix करायचा? By knowing the dependable yield of the reservoir. तर आपण पाहिलं dependable yield म्हणजे काय? Is the intermediate dependability percentage value that is having 50% to 75% that is used to compute the dependable yield or design yield. This, after deciding the dependable yield for the proposed reservoir or reservoir tank, the reservoir capacity is determined by following steps. So how to decide the reservoir capacity? Reservoir capacity काढायचा आहे dependable yield वरून. So first, the water demand or annual of the course is computed by estimating the crop water requirement. The water demand that is computed by knowing the crop water requirement, including transit losses or any other water demand required to meet the water supply needs or downstream commitments of the water release. So total water demand that is computed by knowing the quantity of water which is required for crops. वेगवेगळ्या पिकांना आपल्याला आपण पाणी सोडतो. It may be sugar cane or it may be any type of crop. It may be wheat, maize or cotton. The quantity of water required for various types of crops may be different. That is estimated amount of water required for supplying water to crops, crop water requirement that we have studied in the part 1, water resources engineering, how to determine the crop water requirement. So by knowing the crop water requirement, then by knowing the water required for supplying water to domestic use, for cities or towns or for industries, the amount of water required that is determined, and depending upon the downstream commitments of the water release, किती प्रमाणापर्यंत पाणी सोडायचं, how much the amount quantity of water to be supplied, and at what time, for what duration the quantity of water is to be supplied. That water demand is calculated. So this is calculated throughout the year for 1 year. The amount of water required throughout the year, water demand, is known as water demand. In first step, water demand is calculated. Then reservoir losses. Second काय? Reservoir losses. Reservoir losses, about 15% of the water demand is then added to obtain the live or the net storage required to meet the given demand. The reservoir losses किती ऍड करतात? 15% in the 15% of the water demand. Water demand जेवढी आहे त्याच्या 15% that these are added to obtain the काय calculate करण्यासाठी live storage or net storage of the reservoir. हे आपण पाहिलंय various storages. Day storage, live storage, gross storage, pre-board. Last lecture we have seen this all these types of storages. To calculate this live storage or net storage, the reservoir losses are added 15%. त्यामध्ये reservoir losses मध्ये काय असणार आहे? Losses due to leakages or due to percolation or due to evaporation losses. There are various types of losses are there. 50% losses are considered and are added. Then after this, day storage is now added to this live storage to obtain the gross storage required to meet the demand. Second step आपण live storage काढलाय by considering this reservoir losses. After this, day storage to be calculated. It is to be added in the live storage to get the gross storage. Gross storage म्हणजे काय? Gross storage is the addition of live storage plus day storage. Then we get gross storage required to meet the demand. So reservoir capacity, however, cannot exceed the catchment yield inflow into the reservoir. reservoir मध्ये किती inflow झालेला आहे? So that the reservoir capacity should not exceed the catchment yield. त्याच्यापेक्षा capacity जास्त असू नये. That cannot exceed the catchment yield inflow into the reservoir. And hence the reservoir capacity is fixed at a value which is different of the value of this following. So reservoir capacity is fixed value that is determined by this the less of the values of these two. त्यामध्ये first काय? Assess gross storage required to meet the demand. The gross storage तुम्ही काढलेला आहे. Gross storage is equal to addition of live storage plus day storage. Or assess dependable yield for the reservoir side. म्हणजे तुम्ही dependable yield काढलेला आहे 50 to 75%. The less of these two, that will get the reservoir capacity. The reservoir capacity is a fixed value which is less of these two. It is less of the gross storage कमी असेल किंवा dependable yield. या दोन्ही मधलं जे कमी व्हॅल्यू आहे less value, lesser of these two values, then that will be the reservoir capacity of the reservoir capacity in the catchment. In this way, the reservoir capacity is calculated. Similar step, the full tank level or the full reservoir level is finally computed from the elevation capacity curve. The full tank level in the reservoir, that is calculated by the capacity elevation curve. So these are steps involved in the fixing the reservoir capacity for the computed value of the dependable yield of the reservoir catchment. समझला? Any difficulty in this? काय problem आहे का? You can ask. Please reply. Any problem in this? कळालंय? How to decide the reservoir capacity by knowing the dependable yield. त्यामध्ये आपण पहिल्यांदा काय केलंय? वॉटर डिमांड काढलाय by estimating the crop water requirement, water required for domestic use, industrial use, or for irrigation, or for other purposes. Water demand is calculated. Then reservoir losses are determined. 50% reservoir losses are added into the water demand which are added into the live storage or net storage. 15% of the water 15% of the water demand which are considered as the reservoir losses that are added in the water demand. Then we get the live storage. After this, dead storage is calculated by which is dead storage added into live storage to obtain the gross storage. Gross storage is equal to live storage plus dead storage. And the दोन्हीचं ऍडिशन म्हणजे काय? ग्रॉस स्टोरेज. तिथे आपल्याला ग्रॉस स्टोरेज मिळेल. तर डिपेंडेबल येईल ते आपण 50% किंवा 25% कन्सिडर केले असते. The reservoir capacity that should not exceed the catchment yield. The value of this reservoir capacity is taken as less of these two values, assessed gross storage and assessed dependable yield. या दोन्ही मधलं जे lesser value आहे, that is known as reservoir capacity. Or capacity of the reservoir is determined by knowing the lesser value of these two. In this way, the reservoir capacity is calculated. The full tank level is determined from capacity elevation curve and dead storage level required in the above computation. Dead storage जे आपण कसं करतो? Dead storage is computed, that is usually fixed at higher of these three values. Dead storage in the reservoir. Dead storage is equal to rate of silting into life of the reservoir. Rate of silting किती झाले? The silt or sedimentation in the reservoir. Silting of the reservoir. The rate of silting or accumulation of the silt in the reservoir. That rate of silting multiplied by life of the reservoir. That will get dead storage. Then second, dead storage is equal to 10% of the gross storage or net water demand. By 10% of the gross storage, dead storage considered करायचं. or 10% of the net water demand. म्हणजे net water demand reservoir losses त्यामध्ये ऍड करून live storage मध्ये ऍड करून तर 10% of that gross storage is taken as dead storage. Then that 10% is added in the live storage to create the gross storage. Then third one is dead storage level being equal to the full supply level of the off-taking canal at the tank site. The full supply level, full supply level, full reservoir level, or at the off-taking canal at the tank site. Off-taking canal ला जी full supply level आहे तिथपर्यंत dead storage level consider केली जाते. So the higher of these three, that is considered as dead storage level in the reservoir. Anyone and any three of the higher of these three is considered as dead storage. That is added in the net storage, net or live storage to get the gross storage. In 1 minute, this session will close. After 1 minute, you have to rejoin again with the same link. Someone has parents? Any problem in this? In 1 minute, again you have to join with the same link.